Hi, my name is Catherine Pugh. Welcome to Book Talk. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to grow up in a different time or in a different place? Well, the book I want to share with you today shows you just that. The book is called The Wall, Growing Up Behind the Iron Curtain by Peter Siss. It's an autobiography, a book that the author wrote about his own life growing up as a boy in a European city called Prague in Czechoslovakia during the 1950s and 1960s. The Wall is written like a graphic novel. It contains very detailed drawings of his family life during his growing up years, side by side with drawings of what was happening in his country politically. I really learned a lot from this book, and I love the drawings that Siss created to tell his story. Reading this book will help you see not only what it was like for him to grow up, but also what it was like to live in a communist country during that part of our world's history. In The Wall, Siss shows the reader that his family was a very happy and harmonious family, and that he loved to draw from the time he was a very small child. He shows that he had a lot of freedom at home, but very little at school. On some of the pictures, and some of the activities he participated in, he writes the word compulsory. Now, something that is compulsory is something that you have to do or you'll be punished. His country, Czechoslovakia, was a communist country, and during the time that Siss grew up, some communist countries controlled the lives of their citizens in many ways. For example, the red flag was a symbol of loyalty to the communist government, just as the U.S. flag is a symbol of loyalty to the United States. Siss tells us that it was compulsory for people to show their red flags on state holidays, and if they didn't do it, they would be punished. His drawings show pictures of people who all have red flags, except for the ones that don't have them, who are being dragged off to jail. Can you imagine being punished for not flying the U.S. flag on the 4th of July? Siss also tells us about it being a member of a group called the Young Pioneers. Now, like the Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts, the Young Pioneers was a service organization. But the Young Pioneers were also encouraged to tell on their friends and parents for saying or doing things that the government didn't like. Sometimes when children told on their parents, they were dragged off to jail. But not all of the memories Siss has are bad. He tells us some happy things, like winning first place in a drawing competition, or building a scooter, falling in love with a girl, or joining a rock and roll band. Siss tells the reader that when he was a child, he didn't question the ways in which the government controls his life. But as he started learning more about freedoms that people enjoyed in other parts of the world, he began to resist those controls. If you want to know how this story ends, you'll just have to read the book. But as you can already see, he lived to tell the tale. The book is available as an electronic book, but I recommend reading it using the print version, because the flow of the story is just easier to see in the print version. I appreciate your time. Happy reading.